Hey, hey, happy Tuesday, ITLC family. We are fired up for today's training with Samantha Shepard on how to market online the right way. But before we dive in, we're going to set the table with some insights from our amazing panel to help everyone shift their mindset from getting the most out of today's session. So, panel, let's roll. I'm going to start with the first one I see here on my screen, Miss Turbo. Let me ask you, why do you think so many people are busy online but not actually winning online?
That's a great question. I mean, we know that there's a difference between busy work and IPAs, income producing activities. I think it's really easy because we've got so many things that we need to get done and so many different things that we need to master, so many things that are distracting us. I often tell my husband that I wish smartphones were never invented. I wish somebody would drop mine in a pool of water and it would disappear for a while. Because it would make me be able to focus on what I really need to do. It's so easy to get distracted with ADHD and squirrel syndrome, where you can get on the computer to get something done and then something buzzes or you get a notification or somebody comments on a post and you're like, oh, and then you don't get what you need to get done to actually make money in the business. And also, I think it's a issue with people, especially when you're newer, and this still is a challenge when you've been in the business for a while, is worrying about other people and what they think and what are they going to say and what are they going to do. So sometimes we get into a hole where we're like, okay, I'm going to create a bunch of social media posts, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, instead of actually doing what makes us money, which is helping people, which means being on appointments, booking appointments, stuff like that. So I think the technology era, it's easy to kind of get lost into this cycle of just all these things we need to get done.
All the flashy things, don't squirrel, stay on track and keep the main thing, which is helping families and helping your family in the process. So, Cardia, let's kick it over to you. What's one small shift someone can make to start attracting, let's say, the right people instead of just more people? I know a lot of us think, oh, they've got a pulse, let's go. But how do we make sure we're attracting the right ones?
Um, so this is a funny topic for me because me and social media are not the besties. But I think what people can do and what I've started doing is really posting things that people would that are one, let's talk about your bio. Who did we put anything out there as far as who you are? Because I think a lot of times we try to throw up and then we put these titles and everything. Nobody cares a rat's behind about that. They really care about who you are and what's in it for me and how can I connect with you. So really highlighting and figuring out your bio and then beginning to figure out who are you talking to? Who is it that you really want to attract? Because yeah, we can go out there and I've heard Glenn Williams say this before, the internet is like the bathroom wall of the 21st century. And I always say, and I added to it, it's called Susie for a good time. You see Susie's name written on the wall. So who are you talking to? Those are the key things. Sorry if your name is Susie, my bad. But who are you talking to? So that way you can attract the right people. Because if you're just throwing things out there and you don't really tell people who you are, what you're about, you're just going to attract whatever garbage that comes, that the ocean sweeps in. That's just my opinion. So.
No, absolutely. And a lot of people will post whatever they want to post, but are you posting the right things that put you in a light that people want to connect with you? And don't worry, my mom's name's Susie, but I won't tell her. Hi, Mom. Number three, let's go on to Carrie. Carrie, in your opinion, what's the biggest, I don't want to say lie, but what's the biggest myth people believe about online marketing that's holding them back?
Great question. I think some of the things that hold people back is one, they feel like it's extremely expensive. Like I cannot afford online marketing. And then two, I feel like people think it's extremely time consuming. And so I think the financial side of it, where people feel like it's extremely expensive. And then also on the other side, people feel like it's going to take forever to get it done and they just don't have enough time. But if you think about it, we spend a
Mhm.
lot of time on social media. Most people do. There's actually something in your phone and on most social media platforms that tracks how long you are on social media. So if you convert some of that time into your marketing, if you convert some of that time, you probably have more time than you think. to actually get your platforms together and make sure that you are attracting the right people, like Cardia just said.
Got it. Absolutely. Not falling into the doom scrolling trap and just wasting our time away. So, Logan, let's kick it over to you. A green like myself. Can you share an example of a post or message you've seen or created that really sparked like genuine curiosity? Like what made it effective?
There could be a lot of different types and different purposes. Now, would you like the "it engaged me" as far as, man, this was that was really thoughtful or something along those lines? Or do you want the one that's got a lot of engagement from people in general and got people commenting and talking on a post?
That's the one with engagement, because that's what you want, right? You want other people engaging with you and seeing that you're an actual person. I know a lot of people will post up things and say company names and all this stuff, but what's something that got engagement, more eyes on? Because we know that's the trick to the algorithm, right? More engagement with the people we're talking to. So what's something like that? It doesn't even have to be necessarily about business. I know some people have posted things like, what's your favorite food? And boom, everybody wants to talk about themselves. What's something like that for you?
Dogs. Dogs are the easy one. I mean, pretty much it's either are you a dog person or a cat person, things along those lines. Anything that is settled this debate. And I know Samantha actually talked about that a while back, but those are usually the ones that are, hey, my wife and I were talking, what's this like in your household? And when you're setting those up, especially doing it in a format that is framing life as a family, you will get engagement from other people who are in dealing with life as a family as well, which is who we want to be talking to on social media anyways, right? I'm not going to get the 18-year-old kid talking or commenting about, hey, what's you and your spouse's go-to when your kid does this, type of thing. So those are usually the ones that are fun, get people talking, get people engaging in the comments, because there's usually not a lot of weight behind it. It's an emotional knee-jerk reaction from them. But then you can then identify those people and then add those people to the list of people you're going to go back and engage with to continue to build that social proof up with them throughout their engagement as well.
So don't post cats, post dogs and families' experiences. Got it.
Or post them both and say which is the right answer.
There you go. Are you a cat person? Are you a dog person? There you go. Chase, let's talk about the other side of things. What's something that you see online that instantly turns you off or makes you scroll past?
When the same people post everything business all the time, like people didn't sign up for social media to get ads for a certain product or service. People signed up to be social, to engage. So that's probably the biggest, especially within our business, right? I see people all the time, get life insurance, get this, hey, looking for a new opportunity. And every post that they make is about business and or trying to get people to join you or to get people to sign up. Hey, I'm going for a promotion this month, help me out. Those are the posts that A, make the company look bad, B, make the person look bad. But for me personally, it drives me nuts because I know then my name could be tied to that eventually too, if they, if they're marketing the whole company wrong, but it's making themselves look bad as well, just all around.
So remember the social contract, right? That's why people got on Facebook, is to connect with one another, not be blasted by business all the time. And it's not saying that you can't. There's a right way to do it, and we're going to learn about that here in a little bit. Robert, let's go to you, Mr. Rob. How do you stay genuine? How do you stay authentic online while still promoting and building your business? Like exactly like what Chase was talking about, without it being too much. Is there a healthy balance? Should I post just business? Should I post just family? And then I'm not even talking and people don't know that I have a business. Is there a common ground there?
Well, yes, it is. And it's just like you said, number one, you got to be social on there, number one. Just not look like it or want somebody to consume your stuff, right? You want to go out there, and what I've seen best and learned from these trainings is when you go out there, your personal stories when you've helped a client or helped a family member, post that I had a client that, she came in, her ex-husband had passed away. Since she had done some smart things and saved enough, she was able to take 2 months off to help take care of her ex-husband. And then went through the scenario, right? So I posted about how we made a difference and we got her monies correct. We got her family's future placed up, where her kids will be taken care of for the rest of their lives and their legacy. And said, listen, that's what I'm able to do for families. If you ever need that, or you ever seen someone in this position post me too, like that, and they're connecting with what I help them, not that I do insurance or that I do investments. I talked about what we were able to do for that family, real stories. So it was never, I need a promotion, I need to close life insurance. It was the experience and how they felt and how we felt helping them. You're real about that and telling real stories and do that. Now, the other part of it is like being social, like you said, post what other stuff you do like. Another way to promote your business is, personal story again. Once a month, I have to take my mom, to her doctors. We live in Texas. I take her to Oklahoma, and I have the freedom. I don't have to ask anyone off time off to go do that. I said, hey, if you would like that freedom, or you would love, you don't have that, post me too, or something like that. I'm asking those folks about my day. So it was nothing about doing business. It was more that I had the freedom. I didn't have to ask anybody to take off to take my mom to her doctors. I'll post those. I learned that here too with Samantha.
Wow. So real life success stories of not only freedom in life, but also the ways in which you've helped families really make a difference for them. But saying it in a way, not facts, because we know facts tell, but stories sell. Stories pull people in and they can relate to it a lot easier. Last and definitely not least, another green. I love this. Charles, what if someone's online, like, if someone's online presence isn't bringing in new people or creating the results like what Turbo had talked about, what's the first thing you'd have them look at or change?
So it ties directly into what Samantha has taught us in these trainings and what I didn't realize myself that I wasn't doing, which is we can get in the habit of putting out credible content, information that would help the people in the scopes of what we do, but we don't have what's the thing that invites them in? What's the next step for them? How do you draw them into it? And I know I was guilty of it. I don't have the call to action, and a simple one I would tell you that takes them to the next step. I can see people post things all the time, and it's great information, but when you start to realize again through the training that when people are scrolling, they see something, there's great information, but there's no next step or call in. They just keep going. Oh, that's nice. And they keep moving, right? So you've got to have something that grabs them to a next step, because if it piques their interest, they need a simple next step that keeps them towards you rather than scrolling the screen.
I like that. Going back and cleaning up the mess, right? Well, awesome job, panel. Thank you so much. That sets it up perfectly, guys, to hear from Samantha and Clarissa on how to stop spinning wheels online and to start winning the right way. You heard a lot of what not to do as well. So with that, we're going to pass it over to Kia to get us kicked off. Here we go.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Tuesday, everyone. That was a fire panel. Listen, it's all about social media today. I am Kia Fry coming to you live from Detroit, Michigan. As you all know, if this is your first time, welcome. If you are a vet, good to see you again. Drop in the chat where you're tuning in from, right? We are going to have a magnificent training. This is ITLC, where we're bringing you solutions from the field for the field. Why? Because this is not theory. This is actionable steps that actually work, okay? And what I heard from someone is that there's going to be an announcement. And I don't know, Aracita might have either one or maybe even two. So what I suggest that you do is, as you're taking notes, that you stick around so you can hear what that might be. And I can't wait to see what else Miss Samantha Shepherd is going to say. So Aristida, it's
All I
on.
want to
Take it away.
Thank you. All I want to know, who's that little birdie that keeps feeding you that stuff? Does his name start with an A?
And
I don't know.
end with an A. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Kia, I appreciate you. Hey, time for me to kick it off. Amazing panel this morning. And as I bring up Clarissa and Samantha, if somebody can pin them for me. Thank you, Kia. Samantha, how proud were you of those students of yours giving real good tips based on your teachings?
It's amazing. And it's just proof that like you don't have to have a degree or years of experience to learn it. You just have to have a willingness to plug in, learn, and implement. And it's anybody can learn how to market like a pro.
As long as they go through the reps, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not going to be free. It's not going to just come at you, and it's not going to come through your brain like just osmosis. Like you've got to put the work in.
It's not
But it's
like the
just proof
Matrix.
that, yeah, I would
Like
love
the-
to look at something and then bam, it just happens, but you do have to
Um,
put in the time and energy, but
For
anybody
tho-
can do it.
Appreciate that. For those of you that don't know, I learned how to ride a unicycle. I learned how to juggle. I promise you, the amount of hours that took, the amount of scraped elbows and knees that took, nobody sees that when you're riding around. Oh, he's good at it. Well, yeah, I sucked at it first. I promise you, it wasn't pretty, and I didn't want to practice anymore. I was tired of it. But then, yeah, you have to envision the end goal in mind, and you're gonna have to go to the reps.
Mhm.
Clarissa and Samantha, I'm so honored to have you on. And I wanted to share with the audience why you guys are on. Now, let me share my screen for a second because a lot of them are going to be super confused about today. They came here to see this, right? It says Samantha's going to be on. Are your posts turning into people? All these beautiful things. And they think they're going to learn that here. Plug in an hour with Samantha and Clarissa, and we got it. It doesn't work like that, does it, Samantha?
No.
We just covered that. So what do we do? What do we do? Clarissa, what do we do?
Learn. We learn.
What did we do?
Oh,
The
We-
three of us, you mean?
Yes.
bomb yet. Okay. Yeah, so we have an entire step-by-step program created for you guys. Multiple modules, multiple takeaways, everything else that Samantha, of course, is the main brainchild on, but the two of us collaborated to create for you guys. So we're really excited about it.
So a lot of people don't realize this, but I've wanted this for 2.5 years, 3 years. I was breaking my brain how to make this happen. And then I realized after I talked to Samantha, full disclosure, I want to be super transparent with everybody here, okay? When I approached you, the first thing Samantha is really good at marketing, but also at sales. She said, before I spend time with you, Aristida, are you really willing to actually put your money where your mouth is? Like 3 times she qualified me. Did you realize you did that? Or is this
Yeah,
by...
I was fully aware that I did that. Yeah.
Okay, well, and I expected that. Now, how much pushback did I give you on that?
Not a lot, because you were like, this is what I need. I know that I don't want to take 3 years to do it, and your time is valuable. And you were like, yeah, you know what you're doing. You're the expert. Here's what I want. And we just build it.
Can you make it, right? And can we find somebody else but you? Let's have, I really wanted Clarissa as well. And then when you guys said, well, we work well together, I'm like, can I get a twofer? Was that even a possibility? And it
Yeah.
turned out to be a possibility. And then we made it happen. Now, I also want to be transparent with people. This wasn't cheap. And I'm going to be very transparent with people. Is that okay with you, Samantha, that I tell you how much
100%. I don't care.
I
That's fine.
paid $15,000 for this course. So I want you guys to understand it's $15,000 worth of knowledge that's about to hit you. Now, I know some of you are thinking, oh, I feel a sales pitch coming on, and I'm glad you did. I'm not a philanthropist. How do you say that in English? Help me out.
Philanthropist.
Thank you. I'm not a philanthropist, but I did know that if I would ask who here has 20 grand readily available to level up, I'm pretty sure most of you would say, yeah, I don't mind spending a little bit of money on my marketing and my education, but I don't have that much. And that's what I said. You know what if I front that money? Well, when all's said and done, I'm actually about 20 grand into this thing right now. Why? Because I had to put up a website. I had to put what I'm trying to achieve. And listen, if you hear my voice right now, and Samantha and Clarissa, full transparency, I wanted you guys be on here so that everybody could hear it from the three of us. Is this course worth the 20 grand, the 15 grand, the content, because that's what I really want to talk about with you, because I'm going to make them an offer that they can't refuse at the end. But I wanted them to know, why is it 20 grand? Why is it 15 grand?
Mm-hmm.
What is in it?
So one of the big things is, guys, I'm one of the anomalies is I actually have a degree in marketing and advertising. Everything Ben and I have done since we started in business 22 years ago, I've always been the marketing person, the community relations person, the PR person. I study this crap, just like you guys study your craft. You're very good at what you do because you study it. So what Clarissa and I did was we built out a custom A to Z marketing mastery program specifically for financial advisors, where I've downloaded my 22 years of experience. Clarissa's downloaded her 10 plus years of experience into one program, because you can have an incredible system that, like Aristide already has the system put together, right? When you have the leads, here's how you put them in, here's the flow, here's the scripts, here's how to close. But if you have no leads to put in the funnel's pointless, right? Yep. So what Clarissa and I did was we built out, I think it ended up being 26 courses, 26 programs. And don't worry, they're not like 3 hours long each, right? Like some are 10 minutes, some are 30 minutes, etc. on how to take somebody from hello to customer. So we fill in all the blanks, we answer all the questions, we created custom workbooks, every single thing you would need, whether you're like, I have no idea what I'm talking about, this program walks you through no matter what level you're at to build those leads, to fill your funnel, to get clients.
Now, why I want everybody to understand why I was so excited to have you both, because Clarissa, you have a certain specific skill set, I'm going to call it. You're like, I've got this skill set. What is your skill set? What did you bring to the table for me to get whatever we could do between the two of us, Samantha, and you? When we brought you on, I felt it multiplied.
Okay, so Samantha's obviously got tons of years of marketing experience. The difference is that I'm an active RVP agent in Primerica. Mm-hmm. And so I'm familiar with this amazing, amazing organization, Primerica, that we all dearly love and want to send care packages to, known as the compliance department. And yes, that kind of says it all right there. Okay, so I've actually dealt with the nightmare of, we've all gotten those emails, right, where it's like, and like you feel like you're about to like die inside because they're yelling at everything you've done. So that was the real big thing. I have really worked social media marketing in my business since 2016. And at this point, it's bringing me about $1 million a month of investment business straight from social media. So I am mainly investments. That's a lot of what we talk about. We don't really talk so much about recruiting in this module. We really talk, we do talk some, but we're really talking about building rapport, building connections, and then deciding how you want to handle it from there.
So compliance, for those of you like, oh, they're going to teach us some stuff that, why would I even learn it? Because I have to unlearn it because the compliance department is going to be all over us. Mm-hmm. That was, I think, the first discussion the three of us had was like, if we can't build that in, then we might as well not start.
Right.
And
yeah.
Is that, that's.
Yeah. And that was a very big thing that Clarissa and I kept the forefront of our mind, because I think, and I see both sides. I respect the compliance department. I respect the home office, because their job is not easy. It's very, very difficult to try to manage and organize and streamline over 100,000 people in an online forum. The difference, I think, though, is their perspective a lot of time is more, here's what you can't do, don't do this. And it can feel deflating sometimes. Mm-hmm. In this course that we built, it's all stuff that's compliance approved, things you can do, things you can say, strategies that will help. So you don't have to worry about anything that you're going to learn in here that wouldn't already get the green check mark and be okay.
Yep. And even that said, I watched the whole course. Finally, I finished it last night. When I was texting you guys at around 10:30, I said I was most of it. So last night I finally finished it. And listen, not only is the content really good, the part that really blew me away is how you guys are, and there's one line, I'm paraphrasing it, Clarissa, I think you said it. Listen, even if, not because I post something, does it mean that you should copy and paste it. You don't know if I am willing to take a risk that you shouldn't take. So don't post it. unless you really make sure, go look at the manual, make
Mhm.
sure it's good. And then if you're unsure, what should they do, Clarissa? What did you tell them?
Just check with compliance or your upline. I mean, that's what you do. And it's always changing. I will tell you, because you're probably overwhelmed already. Like, I have to check everything I put up with the manual, like that makes you have heart palpitations. The more you do it, the more you're going to get a feel for, okay, that's probably not something I should post. Oh, that's probably fine. You will get a feel for it the more you get into social media marketing. So it becomes easier and easier the more you get into this kind of mindset, if you will. And that's what this course is designed to do, is to get you into the mindset where you're understanding what is beneficial, what is not beneficial, what you should post, what you shouldn't post.
So good. And that part, once I saw that coming back a few times, I'd be like, okay, that is exactly what I asked for. Now, what is definitely not in there? I just want everybody to not have over expectation, because some people are saying, take my money, stop talking about it. And the one thing, by the way, side note, I have to say this out loud. My goal has never been to sell to an audience. My goal has always been to help an audience. And I also realized that the part that most of us need help with right now is getting in front of people. And we, as a group, we suck at it. We truly do. And I know that because as I'm working with people on RVPs and below, I see that they're struggling in that area. And Samantha, the people that are coming to your classes, you can tell that too. You like, isn't this common sense? Yeah. So I do not want to sell to an audience, and I'm going to preemptive strike this one here. I am not selling to you. If you don't want it, don't get it. If you don't need it, don't get it. If you don't have the money, don't get it. This is for those people that are ready. They know they have a skill set. They know they have closed life. They know they have closed recruits before. They just do not know how to get in front of enough people. And they're willing to up their game. Only get it if you're willing to do the work. Don't get it and put it on a shelf. This is not a book you're going to buy. This is action. Every course, every module in there is action. It drives you towards action. And if you're not willing to do the work, don't buy the gym membership if you're not going to do the work. So let's talk about the gym membership, because I just dropped something there. What else did we brainstorm would be like the best thing that we could have if we're going to help people with this?
So I think the biggest thing that is the additional long-term value of this is that Clarissa and I have both offered to do independent 1-hour live training and Q&A sessions every month. So the second Tuesday of every month, I'm going to do a live 1-hour training. This third Wednesday of every month, Clarissa is going to have a live 1-hour training. So while you're going through, and many of my clients experience the same thing, they get a course and they're like, wait, I have a question on this, or what does this mean? Or can you help me with this? Getting that live feedback from what you're watching allows you to implement with more confidence and better results. So every month, you're going to have 2 live options to hop on with Clarissa and I to ask any questions and to get help with what you need.
I messed up. I'm so sorry. I should have said, but wait, there's more, and I didn't do
Is
that.
that what you're? Is that not what you're
I'm just
talking about?
No, this is good. This is good. I was just making a joke out of it. So I want people to understand, for me, in my mind, the value is not just alone in the course, but the real value is in that part you just talked about. Clarissa, can you, in 60 seconds or less, because I know you got to run in a minute, what in your 1-hour sessions, why should they tune into you in that 1 hour?
I think the biggest thing is that a lot of times people don't know really where to start, even if they think they know where to start. You're like, oh, okay, well, here's these great compliant posts. I'm just going to start throwing them up. And there's a whole strategy about when to post, how often to post, the mix between business and personal, as well as, I'll be honest, and this is where, us older folks have a little bit of an advantage. Our past is not on social media. Okay. I was out of college before social media existed. And because of that, we don't have this backstory. So that's actually a big thing too. There's an entire module on training your team on how to use social media. And especially younger people, their entire world is on there, and that is not normally a good thing. All right. So we go into a lot about whitewash. Exactly. They throw up everything on it, good, bad, or otherwise. And whitewashing, cleaning up your act first, is huge. You're not going to make a great presentation and a great image if they're also seeing pictures of you on keg stands from your frat days. Okay. Like, you've got to make sure you're prepping the runway, so to speak, before you start really launching out.
So if I understand it correctly, they whitewash it and they can ask the teacher, how did I do my homework? And then you would go, wrong, wrong. Yes, 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 yes. That's a B minus. And go clean these areas up.
Exactly. We can give you tips, and that's what a lot's going to come on in the actual live is with the question. Well, how do I search this? How do I do this? How do I, implement this? So we weren't going to go into that on the module for very specific reasons. Canva is one of the big tools we talk about. Social media is one of the big things, obviously. Well, if anyone's been on Facebook for longer than a hot minute, they know that the settings, the clicks, everything else change like every 6 months. So if we've made that into this course, you'd be looking at it next year going, well, that button's not there. What are they talking about? And it would have negated a lot of the value.
Samantha, thank you, Clarissa. What specifically are you diving into when they tune into your hour?
I think the biggest thing for me is how to brand yourself and stand apart from every other advisor out there. Because let's face it, none of you are the only advisor in your area. You're not the only company in your town. And when you hop onto online, everybody is there. So I really specifically focus on how to make yourself unique, how to create a unique voice, a unique personality, a unique image, so that you're memorable and that people are going to create that recognition so that they know that you're different. And that all starts with you. You have to ask yourself that first. What makes you different? In the marketing world, it's called your USP, your unique selling position. What makes you different? If you can't answer that right now, that's something you want to take some time to really think about. And if you need a little help, ask your clients, ask your friends and family. Heck, go to ChatGPT and say, from everything I put in here, what do you think makes me different? Because if we don't know what makes us stand apart, nobody else will either. And they're just going to keep scrolling, right? So that's really what I focus on a lot, is how to stand out in a very crowded space.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be really specific in the last 2 minutes that I have with you guys. Who should absolutely not get it?
Someone that doesn't actually plan on implementing it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add there, Samantha?
If you're not willing to at least put in my opinion, 30 minutes to an hour a day into efficiently marketing your business, this course isn't really going to help you. If you want results, you have to be consistent and you got to put in the work. To succeed on purpose, you have to plan on purpose. And that's the big thing. If you're kind of like, I don't know, it's probably not going to do you any good if you're not willing to commit 30 to 60 minutes a day to marketing yourself.
Yep.
I wanted to be very clear on that, because the last thing we need is people on courses that they pay money for that they're not going to use, because that was not the goal that when we talked with each other, we're setting out to, right? So anything else that you guys want to say that I missed in asking?
Not really. Carissa, can you think of anything?
No, I mean, we had a great time making it. So we're really actually excited about it. Each segment, somebody asked in the comments about how long it is. Each segment runs between 15 and 25 minutes. Okay. Finished. Now, one of them took 3 hours to record, but
not 3 hours long.
I know which one too. I could tell.
My Lord. But yeah, 15 to 20 minutes is about the average on them. They do have slides with them, so you're going to be able to really track what we're going over and everything else as you're going through it.
There are workbooks in there.
Every course has a workbook, yeah. And guys, if you're wondering how it's divided up, so I have designed something called the Profit Marketing Method, which is a 5-step marketing strategy from A to Z. And we have a parent course that breaks down individual modules for each individual foundational pillar of this method. So that's, I think, the biggest thing is you're like, oh my word, there's 20 some whatever, this is too overwhelming. It's one chunk at a time. You go through one pillar, work through the workbook, take your time, then you move on to the next one.
I actually forgot one question. I'm so glad that Sade asked this question. Some people already bought some of your stuff.
Oh,
Not-
me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have some people, some clients in here that are amazing. I've already worked with some of them. Yeah.
So what if they have already bought that? Is there anything new in there for them?
In what? In your marketing one?
Mm-hmm.
I have 6 students right now who are in my personal mastermind program.
Mhm.
That are the only ones who get access to things that are inside of this program. So there are scripts, there are DMs on how to convert people from leads to clients, how to really build out a marketing flow. But this is built out. I've never done anything where it's one course where it's A to Z, right? So that's, I think, the big thing is that this is literally the entire flow to help you build your client base.
And the people getting this, they get access to the 1 hour sessions we talked about.
Yeah.
So that's an added bonus right
And
there.
the only thing I'll also throw out is that Samantha in her courses, to my best of my knowledge, never talks about Primerica compliance. Because why touch on it? But that's something we do go over in ours.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
And this is very specific for financial advisors. Every course we've done, every slide, every download is the scripts are specifically for financial advisors.
Very, very good. I appreciate you guys both being on. I know you guys both need to hop on to your next engagement. Thank you for being on. So today, guys, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Today is not the way it was advertised on the ITLC broadcast. Today was to let you know if you want to learn how to do all those things, it's going to take effort and time, and it's not something you can cram in an hour. So I appreciate you guys. Now my job is to go and tell people about how this thing is really going to work out. Thanks, Clarissa. Appreciate you being here. Samantha, always a pleasure. Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
guys. Have fun.
Thanks. Now I got to go tell them about how to find out where all this stuff is. So guys, I hate those guys that talk forever and never show the money part. So I'm ready to show the money part. And the way it's going to work is super simple. Let me show it to you on the screen first. Share my screen. Share desktop 2. All right. Here it is on the screen. So when I talked to Samantha at first, when we talked, so how should we price this? She said, based on what I've done in the past with all the people that are already doing things with us, you should probably put this at $8.99. And so I said, you know what, that is going to be too high. I spoke with a couple other people, and we said we're going to put that at $4.99. So $4.99. If you choose an options, there's 2 options. I'm explaining the course and the 24 live sessions. I know that $4.99 is going to be out of some people's financial league, and that is not going to work for them. So we said, what if we do a price for the course only? And this is going to be only on for 24 hours that I'm putting these prices up. $199 gets you the full course. I think that course alone is worth the $8.99. So we're putting that one down for $199 after tomorrow evening. You see this says sale ends July 10th, which means midnight, July 9th. The 10th, it will be gone. It will be $299. And then the $4.99 gives you access to those sessions we're talking about. Those 12 with Clarissa a whole year, 12 with Samantha a whole year. And that's how that is going to work. Any questions about the pricing part that I can answer live for people? Again, my goal has never been to sell to an audience. And you can go back 2.5 years. I know there's going to be 1 or 2. You see, here it is. They've been waiting for this moment to call me out. See, he wanted to sell to this market. My goal has always been to give, give, give. And if you know my heart, that's where my heart is. But I knew that people needed $15,000 to $20,000 worth of value, but they wouldn't be able to afford it. So now I found a way to make it $4.99 versus you having to come up with 20 grand to get that same value. And Dean, I'm so glad you asked that question. Absolutely. So here it is. In there, they're actually teaching you how to teach your base shop. So as an RVP, you will be taught what you need to say to your peeps and what not to say to your peeps. How do you keep your base shop compliant? All right. The $199, great question. It's not a Zoom course. It's actually a course that we have put here. I'll show it to you guys. It's built in the school. Oops. In the school environment. One more time, school. I know you can do it. If you go here to the classroom, you will see there's two in here. Once you go through the purchasing process, you will either get access to this course, which includes access to the calendar where we announce when and the logins for the Zoom, or you get access to this one, which is the same content, except for you don't have access to the live sessions. Any question? And this is a one-time. There's no, the one thing I don't like is residuals. People sell a course and Samantha and Clarissa went out of their way to make sure that what we record is evergreen. It is true today. It's the fundamentals. It's true today. It's going to be true tomorrow. It's going to be true 3 years from now. Real connections with real people online. That is what they have been working on in that course. Ross Chesterman, question. Let me allow you to unmute yourself. Go ahead.
Now I'm unmuted, right?
Yep.
Okay. I have several team members on here today. Should I just buy this for myself and teach them from it? Or should they buy it themselves?
So
how's it structured?
That's a great question. If you want to be that person that buys it for yourself, let's say you do the $199 one. No interaction with Clarissa. Can we put Ken up here so I can get his face as well? I lost his face. Can somebody? Thank you. Now we all see you. So if you do that one, how sure are you that you're teaching them the correct stuff? If you are unsure about that, I would say, you know what? This is going to be for me and my base shop, one-time investment forever and ever. You will maintain access to that course into the future. It's not you pay it, you see it, and then it's gone. It's there as a repository for you. But what would it look like if you not only did the course, the $199, but the $499 one, and now for a whole year, you get to hone your voice as a teacher of the same material. And then after that year, you go, okay, Ken, did you learn how to do the presentation by seeing it one time, or did you learn it by someone helping you, correcting you, etc., etc.? It's the latter. So because of that, I think if you're looking at it that way and you have the funds, I would say, teach me how to teach my people forever and ever.
Mm-hmm.
That is how this course is set up. I think it turned out better than I had hoped for. When I saw the slides, I had a little bit of shits and giggles, but when I saw them as a final product, I thought, okay, this is really good. I haven't seen anyone put it together just like that. So does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So the other question is that I saw, and I'm going to say it one more time because I see people asking questions about what they're unclear about. Can you add the live sessions later if you decide you want them as well? As you can. However, the live sessions start in August, end in August. So if you decide next June, I'm finally ready, you will have just a couple of sessions and that's it. Am I ambiguous about how I just said it? I think we're good, right? And then the last other question was that I saw. Monica Potter, I don't understand your question. What is your question? $4.99 or $1.99 per year? No, it's a one time. So you pay it and you have access. That's it. It's not a let's see how much we can charge you per year. It's a one-time payment. Does that make sense? All right. Now everybody's starting to ask questions, so I can do two things. Give me the link, give me the link, give me the link. Do you guys want the link or do you want me to show you something else that I've been working on as well?
Something else.
Somebody unmuted themselves.
Hey, Stita, can you mention, is this valid for Canada too?
This is as valid for Canada as for the US. The content, I've looked at it. Of course, things are a little bit different in Canada as far as in rules and regulations, but they've addressed that. And in such a way that they say, hey, we are not the compliance department. You need to know your own. And if you have questions, make sure that it's a good, in good alignment there. But the content of how do I really connect with people is absolutely the same. It's universal. You could literally, people from Europe could buy this course and apply it to their skill set. All right. So, any other questions that I missed, Anthony? Go ahead.
Yeah. What time of the course is being offered? Like what time of the day? Which days?
That's a great question. It's all in the calendar, but I believe Clarissa's are at 5 p.m. and Samantha's are at noon.
Okay, so if we can't make new one, will they be recorded?
So far, we have not made a final decision if we're going to record them or yet. So I'm going to not know that for sure.
I'm just saying, I'll be able to make the 5. I don't know if I'll always be able to make the noon. So, and if they do, how long would we have access to it? And that would clarify. But thanks.
I will ask. We will meet. I will meet with Samantha and Clarissa one more time and see if we can record them, and then if you bought it, that we can give you access to. I think that's a fair ask. I will ask them that. And yeah, somebody said rearrange the calendar. I appreciate that too. Let's go to one more question I saw. Was that Sade? Do I have a flyer? Actually, you can just share the link because the link that I'm about to pop into the chat here is going to be the flyer. So let's share my screen one more time. Desktop 2. Here it is. The screen, if you want to know, they literally did an 8-minute, almost 8-minute overview of what the course is going to be like, what you can expect. Share computer sound. Here you go. I'm going to play it for a second.
In mind. It is to help you learn how to implement and master a step-by-step marketing framework that not only is going to attract more clients to you, but how to keep them long-term. An overview of this program has 5 parts. First, we're going to learn how to build that.
So I can do you one better than a flyer. They can literally go here and decide this is for me, this is not for me. Okay? So that's right in there. Add it to your cart. And then the description is also in here. Under additional information, you can see more information as well. So this is the flyer. All right. I'll pop the link in here and allow you guys to make your decisions in what you want to do. And Monica, I would literally do it yourself first because it's literally set up for you to get to a level so that you can turn around and teach your people. So get to that level first before you At least that way it looks like you know what you're doing. Let me put it that way. How's that? Here's the link. So for those of you, you can click on the link, you can put it aside, or you can go and do that now. It's up. I'll leave it up to you. If I were you, I would just, are both price options shown? Yes, here they are. Choose an option. You can say course only. And the other one is course and the 24 live sessions. So you can pick between and the price will change accordingly. Tomorrow at midnight, it will change to the higher prices. I'm literally only going to do this one time. After this, I'm going to actually not, this is it. All right. There is no coupons you can use. The coupon box was more for us for testing, Max. All right. So this is it. The coupon is already built in for you. It goes automatically from $2.99 to $1.99 and automatically from $8.99 to $4.99. All right. So let me share something else that I've been working on for quite a while. It's been 7 years in the making. And the one thing I really love about the school community that we've all start to use more and more and love, I am telling you, I'm blown away by the amount of people that are honest, finally seeing I can have little steps, daily little things that I'm doing, blown away. I also want to point out, guys, I'm going to be consistent on this. I think I've proven to you every day I have a brand new piece of content for you in there that is, I spend a half hour on my content each day to make sure it's on point. You start to see that it aligns with what people are even saying and struggling with. I tune it into that. I take a lot of time. If I cannot post myself, or if I see one of the other leaders that are up and coming through the pack, if I see them saying they have energy on this, can you, Chase, post? Can you, Zach, post? I let you guys do that. Why? Because at the end of the day, this is all about duplication. And I'm showing you, if you create an environment that is nurturing, loving, you can actually do that. But one of the things that most people struggle with is accountability. And unfortunately, in our industry, accountability has a little bit of a nasty taste in most people's mouth. But accountability, if done well, can actually help you with your PDCAs. It can help you with, if you let it, find out where your strengths are, but also where you can use some improvement. And because of that, I created this tool. Just a few of you have seen it so far. It's called the Performance Tracker. And in here, you can literally go in on a daily basis, put your current numbers, how many people have you prospected, how many recruits have you done so far, how many initial new client appointments, how many STEAM appointments, how many carrybacks, how many team recruits, how many teams team. So this is you personal, this is you team. What are the results so far and what have you closed so far? And every day you start reporting in it. And every day you can see you're either going up or you're going down. And the way this is set up is for 7 days in advance. What do you have on the books for the next 7 days? I loved the first time in our hierarchy when we were up and coming, we were using this version of this daily. I loved it. Why? If Kia, can I use you as an example? If Kia was saying, hey, where would you like to be income-wise for the end of the week? She says $2,000. Okay, what appointments do you have on the books in the next 7 days to make that happen? And if Kia would say, I have 0 appointments on the book, there's a misalignment in what she expecting, $2,000 in the bank, versus the activity that's there. It's misaligned. And if somebody would then say, hey, I know already now, Kia, based on what you're telling me so far, it will not happen into the future. So this will allow you to realign yourself and saying, okay, into the future 7 days, that means I have, let's say 1 day passed by, I still have 6 days to go at it and set appointments so that I know that I will have some type of results. So is somebody saying the link is not working? Okay,
it's timing out the 504 gateway timeout error. Everyone's so excited about it that it's crashing it.
Everybody's crashing it. I put it on a really small server because I really thought that maybe a few people would just hang tight, reload a couple times, you'll get there. All right. So this is a good problem. I always say, listen, look at this here. Look at my screen. Don't worry about the chat for a minute, because I think I'm giving you way more value here on the right side. If you are allowing yourself to figure out how your numbers are really going to work for you. The one thing I never liked about Primerica, and I love almost everything about Primerica, is there was nobody that from a business perspective was teaching you how to work 7 days into the future and know already what to expect to find out what you should be doing, in which area of the business you should be doing it, so that you can have an expected result. If you keep track of your numbers, when you keep track of your numbers for about a month or so, you'll start to discover a couple things. I'm going to save this here, and you can see here, you start to see what your completion ratio is and what your close ratio is. And if you do this well, you will see some people will have a completion ratio that is way high. They set 10 appointments, 9 happen, 90% completion ratio, but they have a close ratio of 10%. In other words, 9 appointments happen and only 1 closes. Now at least you know where to go look. A good coach will be able to look at your numbers and say, oh, that means I need to find out from you, in this case, Kia, if I'm still talking to Kia, I need to find out from Kia, what is it that you say on your appointments? Because something is going a little bit askew there. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe you can see that they have a completion ratio of only 10%. That tells me they set 10 appointments, 9 of them don't happen. And then if that happens, I know they are not setting their appointments correctly. This will allow you to find out where your weak spots are and also where your team weak spots are. I see some people, because we keep track of personal appointments and recruit appointments, I see some people that are using this tool that are overtraining. In other words, they don't set personal appointments. They just are relying on their team to set appointments, and they go and close. The sad part about that is your team starts to pick up on that after a while, and you go like, you only are recruiting me just because so you can make some money. And once that sets into your base shop, there's no trust anymore. Leading from the front is there for a reason. So this will allow you to do all those things. A couple things that I thought were really sexy that we added. Maybe you don't call them maybe you call them KTs instead of NCAs, new client appointments. So you can go in here and rename, well, maybe you don't call them carryback, but second appointment. Oh, the other second. Right? So that will change it in the settings for you. In here, once you log in and log out once, you're done. It's saved. And now, so we've built a system that works around how you work. Any questions about this? All right, I showed it to everybody here at the same time. I need to test this now. We literally just finished it last night. I've been working with a couple people in here to get the major bugs out. And now I'm going to do a thorough test with the blessing and with the pack for whoever wants to be on that. And then after that, I'll be ready to release it to more people. Ken has questions. One thing I love about Ken, he always just asks.
Do you have anything for client revisits? A lot of my business comes from client revisits.
Good news is you can go in, like you can say, I want to track client revisits. Poof. Now you can, if that's important in your base shop and how things work for you, yeah, you can add that.
Okay, good.
That was simple enough answer, right?
It was. I like simple.
Perfect. Any other questions you have about this tool? If you are a member of the pack and or the blessing, can you put in the chat excited about this? And if you're in the pack and the blessings and you are not excited about this, don't put it in. So there that goes. If you're not in the blessing, guys, there's about 12 seats left in the blessing. If I were you, I would go and fight for that, solidify your spot, and get that done. And if you don't know how to get to the blessing, people can start today and be in the blessing tomorrow. Learn all about it right here. Scan this. I'm serious. Scan this on your phone and ask to become a member in there. By the way, for those of you that get the courses are in the blessing. Let me put it to you straight one more time. They're going to be in the blessing. Sorry, in the ITLC group. I said the blessing. I'm taking it all back, putting it back in. The course is in the ITLC group. So once you make your purchase, you will get an email. If you're already in the blessing, or sorry, in the ITLC, you have to do nothing. You will automatically be added and you will get access to the training material. And I'm going to show you that one more time because I want people to really understand. Here in the school, switching hats back here, you're going to go here in the ITLC group. You're going to look for classroom, pick the one that you want, that you have access to, and literally it's all in here. There's a prerequisite of 2 ITLC trainings. This is the first one. This is the second one. If you haven't seen those or you need to rewatch them, please rewatch them. And then in here, you can see the intro to the course. And here are the modules. The workbooks are right there. So some people will do this in 2 days. Some people will do this in a whole week. Some people will take a whole month to go through all the modules. But each of them, you can see the modules are attached to the bottom. So that's where your material is. Does that make sense? All right. That's where you'll find the material. Monica Potter, figure it out. What I'm saying to you there is go to school.com, forgot password, go through the routine. All right? Any final questions? Janet, can you show me what is happening for you, why you can't get through? Janet Wyland, are you there? I need to understand why some of you are having issues. Janet Wyland, ask to unmute. There's Janet. Let me unmute you. Hold on. One half second here. There you go. Oh, you got to click on.
There, can you hear me
Yep.
now?
Yes, I
Okay.
can.
All right, so I put it into my phone so I could watch you and listen to you while and it doesn't even bring that up. It brings up everybody else's stupid stuff. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or, you know,
So,
I'm doing exactly what you said, HTTPS, you know, biz
all right,
fund.
don't do me a favor. Just go to bizfunnel.com. BIZZFUNLEL.
Biz.
The course is for whoever wants to level up. All right.
Well, it's not coming up on my phone, so when this is over, when we're over, I'll try it. And then I'll go into Telegram if I can't get on.
Okay. On
Thank you.
Telegram, you can always find us there. Okay. Perfect. I'll put the link in the chat here one more time. And try it on your computer. Maybe it's a network issue for you.
Coach, mine just spins. It doesn't even the bizfunnel.com just spins. It
All right.
doesn't load up anything.
So
I
what I would
will-
suggest to everyone, grab the link out of the chat,
Yes.
bookmark it, save it to your notes on your phone, wherever it is that you can save it, and then just keep checking back in over the next couple of hours, and whatever's going on in the back end, I'm sure the Aristida and the crew are going to be able to figure out and take care of so that it will open up and be basically everyone's trying to rush through the front door at the same time, and you ain't fitting through the door frame. That's what's going on right now. So
It's wonderful. Thank you so much for that. Yep, the gateway timeout means it's super busy at the server. Janet, thank you so much for that. Last thing, Logan, since you are here, can you give us a quick update on that calculator since somebody asked?
Yep. So I would put the update as far as the timeline on that behind the beta testing of the performance tracker that Aristida was just showing. I know we met over these last 2 weeks and have been talking some more and had a great idea or a great ID and are currently working. I mean, I've been working behind the scenes on it a little bit even while we've been on today to really be able to build out a timeline that helps people visualize the journey that they go on as they build their career and build themselves as, you know, moving from that self-employed to regional vice president and so on. So we got some really cool stuff that we're working on. So guys, focus on these things right here in front of us now, and then that will be something that you can layer in as well later on.
The one thing that I am willing to share is we figured out a way, and that's what we're now programming, to make the timeline when you talk to someone. So let's say you've been with me here for 2 months or 2 years. You can move the slider to 2 years, and they say, well, what if I want to do it in 6 months? Well, then that's what it would look like. You can take the slider, move it to 6 months. Their path to RVP is 6 months, and then they take 2 years to build a team. Maybe they take 5 years to build a team. We've managed to put that there. Do you see the slider?
I mean, something a little bit like this, Aristida?
Yes, exactly like that. So what if it took me 5 years to get to RVP, but after that, it takes me another 10 years to become a business owner, which is an RVP with a team, etc. And what does my income then look like after 30 years? So we'll be able to have that whole journey for someone with some real data attached to it. I think that's going to blow people away once we have that. I'm super excited about it. It's a love journey though. Nobody's paying us to develop this. So it's on our own time in between month ends, etc., that we get to it. So all I would say is it's a coming very soon in a ITLC announcement near you. And having said that, I appreciate you all. Catch you next week. Watch the ITLC Telegram for announcement if in case I can get this thing to work. I might have to do the sale one extra day. but I'm hoping I don't have to go there. All right. Appreciate you all. Catch you on the next one.